Elon Musk's one question that could change your life forever. I created this message for one person alone. The individual reading these words right now. Not a broad audience. Not a faceless crowd. Not millions of strangers scattered across the globe. Just you. This isn't about everyone. It's about you and the life you're living in this very moment. If we were face to face, I'd look you in the eyes as I say this because I want you to truly hear what I'm about to share. Not as background noise, not as just another voice lost in the endless chatter you encounter daily, but as something deeply personal, crafted specifically for you. So, pause with me for a moment. Anchor yourself in the here and now. Tell me where you are, your city, your state, the ground beneath your feet. Because once you do, this message stops being abstract. It becomes tangible. Alive. A signal traveling between us, me here, you there. Why does this matter? Because you've been carrying a weight, haven't you? Something heavy that lingers in your mind when you wake and shadows you when you sleep. Maybe it's worry about your health. Maybe concern for your family or your future. Maybe regret over choices made or chances missed. Maybe loneliness, the kind that runs deeper than you've admitted. Maybe you feel life has passed you by, that the best chapters are behind you, and now you're just waiting for what's next. Maybe you've even questioned if you still matter. If anyone would notice if you disappeared. I'm speaking to you because I know you've felt some of these things. And I know you're still here because something inside you pulled you in. Something still hoping, searching, looking for a reason to believe your life holds meaning. You might think someone like Elon Musk, with his success and achievements, couldn't possibly understand what you're going through. You might imagine that wealth, fame, or recognition shield you from questions of worth, purpose, or belonging. But here's the truth: after years of building companies, facing setbacks, and living under scrutiny, the human questions don't vanish with success. The uncertainty remains. The ache persists, even when the world applauds. I've met billionaires who feel hollow inside. Famous people who feel invisible in their own lives. Accomplished individuals who wonder if their achievements meant anything once the applause fades. And I've met ordinary people with little wealth or status who radiate peace and purpose that can't be faked. The difference isn't what they have or don't have. It's how they see themselves and their place in the world. It's what they understand to be truly meaningful. That's why I'm telling you this now. Because when I think about you, not your details or life facts, but the essence of who you are, I see someone who has lived long enough to gather real experience, wisdom, and perspective. Someone who survived trials that could have broken them. Maybe it was loss, illness, financial hardship, or family conflict. Maybe it was not one big event but many small struggles that chipped away over time. Years of caring for others while neglecting yourself. Decades of work that left you unfulfilled. Daily pain or disappointment that dulled your spirit. Yet, despite it all, you're still here. Breathing. Thinking. Caring about what comes next. That alone speaks volumes about your strength. You are more resilient than you realize. This message is for you because before we talk about wisdom, legacy, or purpose, you need to remember this foundational truth: you are not invisible. Your life matters. Your presence carries meaning right now, exactly as you are. There's a weight you carry, isn't there? Something you don't voice but that follows you everywhere. It's there when you wake, the quiet heaviness before your first breath. It's there at night, the restless pressure in the dark. You've grown so used to it that it feels normal, but you know it isn't. It drains more from you than you admit. For some, it's worry about health, aging, strength for the days ahead. For others, it's concern for loved ones whose struggles become your silent burden. For some, it's regret, the haunting what-ifs that never fade. For many, it's loneliness, the deep emptiness behind a smile, the silence after calls end, the absence of connection. And perhaps worst is the feeling of being forgotten, irrelevant, watching life pass by from the sidelines. I say this aloud because I know you've felt it. Maybe no one else has named it for you. Maybe you've carried it quietly, afraid to burden others. But hear this: it's not weakness. It's human. Everyone carries some version of this hidden weight. Some hide it better, some deny it, some distract themselves with noise and busyness. But it's there. I name it because you need to know you're not alone. You're not broken for wrestling with these thoughts. You're not failing because you wake with worry, regret, or loneliness pressing on you. You're human, and being human means carrying burdens unseen. But here's what I want you to notice: even with this weight, you're still here. Still reading. Still listening for something true, something real, something that might lift the fog just a little. That tells me you haven't given up. You may have felt close, thought about it, but you didn't. You're still searching. That says more about your strength than you realize. I see someone who has faced storms before. This isn't the first heavy season. You've walked through things others might not survive. You've endured losses, setbacks, disappointments, days when you didn't know how you'd make it. Yet, you did. You're still breathing. Still standing. Even if bent and weary, that resilience is proof of something deeper inside you. But here's the danger: carrying hidden weight too long makes you believe it defines you. You start thinking, I am my regrets. I am my loneliness. I am my limitations. That's the lie. The truth is, you are not the weight you carry. You are the one carrying it. And if you've carried it this far, you're stronger than you know. I won't pretend it's easy. Some days the weight feels unbearable. Some days you want to set it down but don't know how. Some days you wonder if you'll ever feel light again. I won't offer quick fixes or empty promises. But I will say this: the first step is to acknowledge it. Name it. Admit, yes, I'm carrying something heavy. Because naming it strips some of its power. The burden doesn't vanish, but it loses the ability to convince you that you're alone. That's why I speak this now. So you can see yourself clearly. So you recognize these thoughts aren't weakness but humanity. So you know being truly seen is the start of freedom. Here's the truth I don't want you to miss: you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. The world may be loud, people distracted, relationships shifted, but your life still carries meaning. The weight you carry doesn't erase your worth. It proves it. Every ounce of heaviness has shaped you into someone with depth, perspective, and wisdom only struggle can forge. Yes, you've carried something heavy, but you've done it with more strength than you credit yourself for. And the fact you're still here means there's more ahead, not just more weight, but more light, more moments, more reasons to keep going. And that's where we'll go next. But for now, breathe this in: you've been seen. The hidden weight you thought no one noticed, it has been noticed. You don't have to carry it in silence anymore. Maybe you've looked at those who seem to have everything and wondered if they live lighter lives. Maybe you thought, if only I had more money, recognition, respect, freedom, then I wouldn't feel this weight. It's a common belief that external change will quiet the inside. But here's what I've learned: success, as the world defines it, doesn't erase the struggle of being human. It doesn't silence the questions or fill the emptiness many carry quietly. Money can solve some problems. Recognition can open doors. Status can change how others treat you. But none of those reach the private corners of your mind when you lie awake at night. None answer the question beneath it all: does my life really matter? I've met billionaires with names you'd know instantly, living in mansions that feel like cities, flying private jets, never glancing at price tags. Yet behind closed doors, some carry the same loneliness, doubts, and regrets you feel. Their calendars full, bank accounts overflowing, public images polished, but hearts restless. They smile for cameras, but when the lights fade, they wrestle with silence like anyone else. I've met celebrities who can't walk down the street without being recognized, receiving endless applause. You'd think that would fill the emptiness. You'd think the roar of a crowd chanting your name would convince you that you matter. But the loudest moments often lead to the loneliest nights. Applause is temporary. Fame is fickle. The same crowd that lifts you today can forget you tomorrow. And I've met ordinary people who never made headlines, never built fortunes, never had followers hanging on their every word. Some felt invisible, convinced their lives had little meaning. Others radiated peace that couldn't be faked, a quiet confidence, rooted, whole, purposeful, beyond wealth or recognition. Every time I met someone like that, it stopped me. It reminded me fulfillment isn't about possessions but perspective. The illusion of success is powerful because it looks convincing from the outside. We're taught that climbing high enough, earning enough, achieving enough will end the inner struggle. That reaching the summit will make us complete. But when you get there, the summit doesn't silence the questions. Sometimes it makes them louder because you've run out of excuses. You can't tell yourself anymore, if only I had this, I'd be happy. You already have it. Yet the ache remains. That's when the truth hits. Emptiness or fulfillment isn't about what you own. It's about how you see yourself and your place in the world. If you measure worth by possessions, status, or achievements, you'll always be chasing. There will always be more to acquire, someone ahead, another rung on the ladder. But if you measure worth by something deeper, impact on others, love given and received, wisdom carried, the simple fact that you exist, then the ground beneath you changes. Suddenly, you're not running anymore. You're rooted. You're whole. Sit with that. You've had times when you thought, if only I had more money, recognition, opportunity, freedom. You believed those would bring peace. But hasn't there been a time when you got something you thought would change everything, and the relief only lasted a little while? Maybe a job, a house, recognition. For a moment it felt good. Then life crept back in. Worries returned. Questions returned. You found yourself searching again. That's the cycle of the illusion. It's not your fault for getting caught. It's the story the world tells us from the moment we can listen. More is the answer. Bigger is the answer. Higher is the answer. But none of those reach the deepest part of you, the part that longs to know you matter, craves peace, aches to belong. So here's the truth to hold: your value isn't in what you've acquired. Your worth isn't in applause or recognition. Your meaning isn't in status or image. You are not your bank account, resume, or achievements. You are infinitely greater. A human being whose life carries meaning simply because it exists. Someone who survived storms, endured, still breathes, hopes, searches. That alone is proof of worth no success or failure can add to or take away. Here's the paradox. Once you let go of the illusion that success will save you, once you stop chasing worth in things that can't deliver it, the possibility of real fulfillment opens. Not fleeting, but deep and steady, staying no matter what's in your pocket or on your resume. The people most alive aren't always those with the most. They're those who understand what they already have, who see themselves clearly, recognize their presence matters, realize peace and purpose come from within. So, what are you chasing? What weight do you hope money or recognition will lift? What if the freedom you seek has been inside you all along? Not waiting at a mountain top, but quietly inside, waiting for you to notice. This is the illusion of success. Seeing through it is the start of something far more powerful: fulfillment. Pause and think about something most overlook: the fact you're still here. Really take that in. After everything life has thrown at you, all the storms endured, nights you thought you wouldn't make it, you're still standing. Maybe not unscarred, maybe not untouched, but present, breathing, reading these words. That says more about you than you realize. Life hasn't been easy. You faced trials that could have broken you. Sudden losses, illness, betrayal, financial collapse. And the slow grind, years of overwork, neglecting yourself, daily pain, relentless disappointments. These battles get no applause but take immense strength. Surviving the slow grind requires endurance most don't recognize in themselves. It means going on when there's no finish line, no cheering crowd, no promise of relief, just another day. And you did it. You kept showing up. Hear me clearly, you are a survivor. Not of one thing, but many. Big and small. Dramatic and quiet. The proof is here: you're alive. You're here. That means your strength runs deeper than you credit. Your character has been forged in fire, tempered by hardship. Think, how many times did you almost give up? How many nights did you lie awake, convinced you couldn't face tomorrow? How many moments felt like the end? Yet when morning came, you got up. Maybe crawling, not walking. But you moved forward. That is survival. That is resilience. That is courage, even if you never called it that. Strength isn't never falling. It's getting back up. It's breathing when grief knocks the wind out of you. It's finding ways to keep going when the path looks impossible. Survival isn't just getting through. It's who you become because of what you endured. Every setback taught you something. Every loss carved depth. Every trial stretched your empathy, compassion, understanding. Others see it, in how you listen, how you show up, the quiet strength you carry even when you don't feel it. When life gets heavy, it's easy to forget your story. To see only the weight you carry now, not the battles you've survived. To see weakness when your survival proves immense strength. You've done this before. You've walked through darkness and you're still here. That means you can do it again. More than that, you're more than a survivor. Survival is the foundation, proof you're equipped for what's next. Inside you is a well of resilience deeper than you imagine. From that well, your future will be built. When you doubt yourself, wonder if you have what it takes, feel the heaviness of regret, loneliness, or fear, remember this: you already have proof. You are living proof. You faced storms and survived. You walked through fire and came out the other side. You endured the grind of ordinary days that tried to wear you down. And still, you're here. You are stronger than you feel, braver than you know, more capable than you believe. Maybe you don't need this reminder every day. But right now, you do. Because the weight you carry whispers lies. You're weak, defeated, your story doesn't matter. I'm here to tell you those lies are wrong. The truth is written in your survival. Alive in your resilience. You are still here. Your story isn't over. Take a breath. Feel the weight of what you survived, not as a burden, but as proof. Proof of character, strength, that you've been tested and found unbreakable. Even when broken, this is the survivor in you. It's time to recognize it. Now, consider something most overlook: the wisdom you carry. Not book knowledge or trivia, but hard-earned wisdom. The kind life forced you to learn through storms, losses, long seasons of uncertainty. This wisdom was paid for with sleepless nights, sacrifices, tears wiped away unseen, mistakes and their consequences. You didn't read your way into it. You lived your way into it. It's precious, unique, yours. Think of patience. Real patience isn't from posters or advice. It's from years waiting for change, biting your tongue, caring for others when your own needs screamed. You understand patience because you've lived enough cycles to know storms pass, problems resolve, unbearable things soften. You've earned patience and perspective. Perspective isn't just optimism. It's clarity, knowing which problems matter and which are noise. You've seen what endures: relationships, integrity, love, resilience, faith. You know even darkest chapters give way to light. That perspective gives strength no shortcut can. Resilience, you know it not from lessons but necessity. You've been knocked down, lost more than you thought, yet got up again. Resilience isn't never breaking. It's bending without being destroyed. Pain isn't the end. Setbacks aren't permanent. Failure isn't fatal. Your resilience was carved by necessity. It's unshakable. And love. Real love. Not fleeting or perfect. Love is choice, showing up when inconvenient, forgiving when you want to hold grudges, sacrificing without scorekeeping, caring despite disappointment. You've learned love deepens through struggles, arguments, loss. The love you give and can give is more powerful than the world glamorizes. But often, when you think of your life, you focus on loss, opportunities missed, energy gone, time slipped away, people no longer with you. Losses are real and deserve acknowledgement, but they're not the full story. The other part is what you've gained: wisdom, strength, perspective only time can give. It's easy to underestimate this. Society doesn't reward wisdom like youth, wealth, or beauty. It doesn't put patience on covers or celebrate resilience in viral videos. You might think what you carry isn't valuable, but it is. Priceless. The world is drowning in information but starving for wisdom. People have more data than ever but are lost when life tests them. They don't know how to endure heartbreak, navigate loss, stay steady in uncertainty. But you do, because you've been there. Your wisdom matters. It's live truth, not theory. It changes people because it comes with scars. Scars carry weight. When you share what you've learned, not in lectures but stories, quiet moments, how you live, it lands differently. It carries authenticity people recognize. It gives hope. Hope that if you survived, maybe they can too. Here's the shift: stop seeing yourself by what's lost. See yourself by what you've gained. Yes, you lost time, opportunities, loved ones. But you gained wisdom, resilience, perspective, love that deepens with endurance. These gains aren't replacements. They're treasures that make you who you are. When you look in the mirror, don't see someone diminished by age or circumstance. See someone enriched, tempered, layered, owl.